Well, students, we are back. News, English, and culture. So today we are going to go to the next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is this. Yes. So far we have gone through two news articles, and I have taught you certain skills on reading, skimming and scanning, and we learned a lot of vocabulary, and also we did pre-reading exercises, and then reading exercises, and then post-reading exercises. So always remember this. This is the method that I'm following, and so right now you have an idea how it's all going to go on, right? So this is the third lesson, and the third news article. Yeah, this is on page number, as you can see, on 25. Yes. And what is it about? Yeah, it's about nuclear power plant. Yes, or nuclear power industry. So let me read the title. Nuclear power industry feels the wind at its back. So that's like a phrase. Feels the wind at its back. You can also imagine like feeling something at your back. It means there is something is happening, right? Yeah. So anyway, we are going to go through the reading article, and as usual, we learn vocabulary. We try to know your background knowledge about the topic nuclear power plant. So can you think of some ideas or anything that you can talk about a nuclear power plant? What do you know about nuclear power plant? Yeah. So whenever you read the title, yeah, I think your mind should keep working. Think about the topic. That's what I mean. So just like before, first we learn some vocabulary. Okay. This is just to get ready to read the news article. So every time we learn some vocabulary before we read the news article. Okay. So here we go. These are the words. The first one is fossil fuels. I think without fossil fuel, there's no energy, right? So do you know anything about fossil fuels? Whenever you come across a word that you don't know, look it up, okay? I say it many times and I remind you often, yeah. Spend a few minutes on that particular word, yeah? Because it's always good to learn a word. You can use this word in speaking or in writing, okay? So fossil fuels. And again, learn a group of words or learn it in a sentence. And first you have to know the meaning of fossil fuels or meaning of that word, okay? All right, and number two, radioactive waste. Radioactive waste or radiation or waste, yeah, so it's something that is not useful anymore, yeah, so you just dispose it, yeah. So nuclear power plants, and they waste something, and that something is the radioactive waste, yeah. How to dispose this waste, this is one problem, okay? All right, and the next word is nuclear reactor, yeah. So nuclear reactor is, the meaning is, again, it's there, you just have to match, right? Yeah. Whenever you see a word like this, you should be also able to talk about it, yeah. Like how many nuclear reactors, let's say, in Taiwan, yeah. Whether some nuclear reactors, are they functioning, or they have closed the reactors down, yeah, shut them down. All right, and then uranium, yeah. So this is the material, yeah. It's used in the nuclear power plants, yeah, to produce energy, right? So what is fossil fuel? And the definitions are given here. Let me just quickly go through the definitions. A chemical material, and it's a basic material used for nuclear technology. So it's a chemical, yeah. So that's uranium. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you should know. Okay, yeah, uranium, aluminum, or this EMIUM. It could be a material, right? Yeah. Well, next one. Yeah, a place where nuclear power is generated. Yeah, generated, produced, yeah, created, yeah. That's the place, yeah. So that's, where is it? It's a nuclear power plant or it's nuclear reactor, yeah. All right, waste materials given off during a nuclear reaction, yeah. See, given off, yeah. Waste material, so now we know, right? Radioactive waste, yeah. Easy to match, yeah. And the last one is nuclear resources such as oil, coal, natural gas formed in the ground over millions of years. So that is actually fossil fuels. Yeah, millions of years. It's under the ground, okay? Formed in the ground or under the ground. So it could be oil, gas, natural gas, or coal. Yeah. See? All right. So you should know about all these words. So these are the some of the words that you need to know before you read this news article. All right, we move on. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. So we are going to read a news article, and this news article is about nuclear power plant accidents. Yeah. I mean, it's not entirely about the accidents. Yeah. It talks about, these are the arguments that the writer makes, whether his position, whether it's for nuclear power plants or it's against nuclear power plants. So if you are against nuclear power plants, then you have to cite, you have to give examples of nuclear power plants accidents, right? Yeah. So that's how you try to prove that this is dangerous, it is not safe, and because of this kind of problems that happened in the past. Yeah. It's just like you learn from the past, you learn from history. We study history. Maybe one of the reasons is that we could learn something from the history, right? All right, so here this news article also talks about this, so let me just quickly go through it, and we learn some words, and this is the testing the background knowledge that you have, or any knowledge that you have related to nuclear power plant accidents. Okay, all right, here we go. What is this one? The first one, yeah. Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island. So these are two places. Yeah. Have you ever heard of these two places before? Yeah. Yeah, it was a big news a few decades ago. Yeah. And then many countries, because of these two places, because of these accidents in these two places, many countries they shut the nuclear reactors down. Yeah. Recently there was this accident in Japan. Yeah. Do you remember? Yeah. Because of the earthquake, there was this huge disaster in the coastal areas where the nuclear reactors, like the nuclear reactors are there near the coastal areas. Yeah, and then the reactors got affected, and the radiation kind of spread. So that was the news. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the details there. This is just the background knowledge, right? So when you hear a word like nuclear power plant, then you have to think about okay, Japan, and some stories like Chernobyl or 3 Mile Island or in Taiwan. Do they have names for the nuclear reactors? Maybe there's one in Kunting, right? Am I right? Yeah. You can also check it out. You should just read about nuclear reactors in Taiwan. Yeah. All right. About these two accidents. Yeah. What do you know about these two accidents? Yeah. Chernobyl. Where is it? So let me just go through this. Write 50 words about Chernobyl. Yeah. So it's not really too long. It's kind of short. Yeah. And 3 Mile Island. So what do you know about these two places and what really happened? Yeah. April 18, 1986. So what happened? And where was it? Yeah. And March 17, 1979. I don't know what's wrong. 1979. And Ukraine. Yeah. So where is Ukraine? Worst accident in nuclear history. Which one? The worst accident. Yeah. And then no one was evacuated. So that's a new word there. Yeah. Evacuated. They were asked to leave the place. Go to somewhere. Some other place that is like safe. Yeah. You don't get affected by the radiation. Yes. So anyway, so these are the the background knowledge, testing your background knowledge. So try to answer these questions. If you don't know anything about it, then what you have to do is just search online. As you know, we get a lot of information online. So I want you to, write this as an assignment. Okay, yeah, 50 words on these two places, and also fill this one up before we move on to the next video. Okay, all right, see you later.